The porter admits Macduff and Lennox into Macbeth's castle early in the morning. The guests discover Duncan's body and alert the residents of the castle. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth do their best to act as natural as possible.
There's a greater chance of developing PTSD for women compared to men. Women incorporate their emotions more efficiently than men do, leading them to linking traumatic experiences with intense emotions. I think Lady Macbeth should resemble the most emotional character in the scene. Macbeth should display a lack of emotions to make Lady Macbeth's disorder stand out. Also, the part when Lady Macbeth faints is usually intended as a distraction away from Macbeth, but I think her faint should also express her mental state. Therefore, Lady Macbeth should faint twice, once for the purpose of a distraction and once again as a symptom of a PTSD.
When the loved ones of the king discovered that he had been murdered, it is important for the actors to understand what the characters were going through. The natural reactions to such a situation would be mental and physical. Such as Macbeth and Lennox denying the death of the king, Macduff stumbling around and holding his head as if he has a headache, and Donalbain being suspicious of everyone and panicking by darting their eyes around in a nervous fashion.
The scene begins on the comedic note of the hungover porter stumbling around the stage. A hangover is the number of symptoms one experiences after a night of heavy drinking, which can range from having a headache to depression. To create the illusion of a hangover, the porter will have nauseous symptoms, such as vomiting in his mouth and a light sensitive headache, shown from the action of shielding his eyes from the morning sun. The porter will be shaky when walking to the gate and shuffle his way to Macduff, using what he can to balance himself.
Guilt can make a person withdraw from society and act very distant, especially if the guilt is unresolved. And in this case, Macbeth's guilt can never be resolved for obvious reasons. For this reason, we're going to make Macbeth seem distant and avoiding small talk, and have very little emotional response to anything that happens.
To portray the accurate signs of lying, the actors who played Macbeth and Lady Macbeth will have to recite their lines in a vague and rushed fashion. Macbeth will show little to no expression when related the news of Duncan's death.
Cometh at such an unholy hour. You'd wake Duncan with thy knocking. Here's a knocking indeed. If a man reporter heard me, should have all turning the Look thee. Oh. Knock, knock, who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a fly. Knock, 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 Faith. Here's an equivocator who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, 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 who's there? Faith, it's the English tailor, come hither for stealing the French robes. Oh, come in, tailor. Knock, 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 never it quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for hell. Lend me thine blankie. Oh, devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in from all its professions go with everlasting bonfire. Anon! Anon! Oh. remember the porter.
Was it so late that you lied to me? Where?
Just parking the horse. Good morning, noble sir.
Good morning, Bull.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
No problem at all. Here's the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does.
The night has been unruly, our chimneys were blown down, and lamentings heard I, strange screams of death. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
Was it a rough night?
My young re-embrace cannot pale our fellow to it.
Speaking of which, it's mighty cold in here. Let me get the fire going.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue no heart cannot name or conceive thee.
What's
the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece, most sacrilegious murder hath broke up. The king is dead.
What is it you say? The king?
Means you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight of the new golden. Do not bid me speak. See then, speak yourselves. Awake and wake! Ring the alarm bell, murder and treason, Bakewell and Donblin. Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep. Death's counterfeit, and look at from death itself. Up, up, and see the doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves rise up and walk like sprites. To countenance this horror, ring the bell! What's the business? Does such a hideous trumpet call to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak, for it would be murder on your woman's ear.
Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our king has been murdered! Woe, alas, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it ain't so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead, and the wine of life is drawn. And here, a mere lease is left, this vault to brag of.
Those of his chambers, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were the daggers, which unwiped we found upon the pillows. They stared and were distracted. No one's life should be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pauser. Reason there lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with golden blood. And his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers steeped in the colors of their own trade. Their daggers, unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage should make one's love known?
Help me, Hansel! Oh, look to the lady!
Look to the lady!
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, and the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father has been murdered.
Oh, by whom?
do we hold the tongues that most may claim this argument for hours?
What should be spoken here, where our fate hides, may rush and seize us. Let's away while our faces are dry.
Nor a strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Let us meet and question this bloody piece of work, to know it further. I stand against the treasonous malice.
I as well.
As do I. Let's put up manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them, to show an unfelt sorrows and offers which the false one does easy. I'll go to England.
To Ireland I, our separate fortunes shall keep us both safe. Where we are, those daggers in men's eyes. The near blood, the near bloody.
The murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and not let be dainty of leave taking, but shift away. There's one in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.